Stoic wisdom. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You are scared of dying, and tell me, is the kind of life you lead really any different than being dead? When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. While we wait for life, life passes. Now is the time to get serious about living your ideals. How long can you afford to put off who you really want to be? Your nobler self cannot wait any longer. Put your principles into practice now. Stop the excuses and the procrastination. This is your life. Decide to be extraordinary and do what you need to do now. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. By silence, I hear other men's imperfections and conceal my own. We will train both soul and body when we accustom ourselves to cold, heat, thirst, hunger, scarcity of food, hardness of bed, abstaining from pleasures and enduring pains. Only by exhibiting actions in harmony with the sound words which he has received will anyone be helped by philosophy. Speak briefly and to the point. All have the gift of speech, but few are possessed of wisdom. The best way to keep good acts in memory is to refresh them with new. Ignorant men differ from beasts only in their figure. That's why philosophers warn us not to be satisfied with mere learning, but to add practice and then training. For as time passes, we forget what we learned and end up doing the opposite, and hold opinions the opposite of what we should. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer, there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. You live as if it were destined to live forever. No thought of your frailty ever enters your head. Of how much time has already gone by, you take no heed. You squander time as if you drew from a full and abundant supply, though all the while the day which you bestow on some person or thing is perhaps your last. If you are pained by an external thing, it is not the thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment of it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Books are the training weights of the mind. They are very helpful, but it would be a bad mistake to suppose that one has made progress simply by having internalized their contents. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, but because we had them. Remember, it is not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed. You must believe that you are being harmed. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation, which is why it is essential that we not respond impulsively to impressions. Take a moment before reacting, and you will find it easier to maintain control. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, and nothing need arouse one's irritation so long as one doesn't make it bigger than it is by getting irritated. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. Think of your many years of procrastination, how the gods have repeatedly granted you further periods of grace, of which you have taken no advantage. It is time now to realize the nature of the universe to which you belong, and of that controlling power whose offspring you are, and to understand that your time has a limit set to it. Use it, then, to advance your enlightenment, or it will be gone, and never in your power again. Remember to always act as if you were at a symposium. When the food or drink comes around, reach out and take some politely. If it passes you by, don't try pulling back. And if it has not reached you yet, don't let your desire run ahead of you. Be patient until your turn comes. Adopt a similar attitude with regard to children, wife, wealth, and status, and in time you will be entitled to dine with the gods. Go further and decline these goods, even when they are on offer, and you will have a share in the gods' power as well as their company. That is how Diogenes, Heraclitus, and philosophers like them came to be called and considered divine. Remember two things. One, that everything has always been the same and keeps recurring, and it makes no difference whether you see the same things recur in 100 years or 200, or in an infinite period. Two, that the longest lived and those who will die soonest lose the same thing. The present is all that they can give up. Since that is all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose. Nothing to my way of thinking is better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Stop wandering about. You aren't likely to read your own notebooks, or ancient histories, or the anthologies you've collected to enjoy in your old age. Get busy with life's purpose. Toss aside empty hopes. Give active in your own rescue, if you care for yourself at all, and do it while you can. Remember that all you have is on loan from fortune, which can reclaim it without our permission, indeed without even advance notice. Thus, we should love all our dear ones, but always with a thought that we have no promise that we may keep them forever, nay, no promise even that we may keep them for long. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. In your soul, don't be passive-aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business. Philosophy does not promise to secure anything external for man. Otherwise, it would be admitting something that lies beyond its super proper subject matter. For as the material of the carpenter is wood, and that of statuary bronze, so the subject matter of the art of living is each person's own life. The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do.